Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is I. It is I, Pastor Belinda. How are you all today? Blessings. I'm in my kitchen this morning. How are you all? Blessings, blessings, blessings. It's a blessing to be with you all. It's a blessing to talk to you all this morning. It's a blessing to be seen. It's a blessing to be in the room where it happens. In the room where it happens. What's going to happen for you this morning? What is going to happen for you this morning? What have you decided to allow into your life? What have you decided to allow? Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's me. Come on in the room. Come on in the room so that we can share. So that we can share. Let me just make sure that the volume is up. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay. So blessings to you all. Blessings, blessings, blessings. It's a great day today. It's a summer day in Milwaukee. It's great to this Milwaukee is a great city to be in during the summer. We have so many great fests. Who's in the room with me? Who is in the room with me? It's great to go to the parks with your children. I remember when my children were small, I would sign them up for the Milwaukee Rec program, and I'd put them in swimming classes because it was important for me that my children knew how to swim. And also I put them in tap and dance and basketball and all those kind of wonderful things, getting them out and getting them into the fresh air, put them in tennis camp and everything. So I encourage you to make sure that you get your kids into stuff, get them out of the house, get them off of those computers and iPads and let them run outside and let them play with other kids. And get them in a group with people who they don't see every day. So maybe you get into a different culture, go in a different neighborhood and sign them up for summer sports or whatever, and let them experience other cultures. Yeah, so let them experience other cultures so that they'll know how to deal with the world and not just their neighborhood. Expose them to the world and not just their neighborhood, because you want your children to be better than you. You want them to go more places than you've ever gone, meet more people than you've ever met, and experience more joyous things than you've ever experienced. And so slow down enough during the summertime. I know that it's busy. I know that it's a lot to deal with. I think that the majority of the people, a lot of times in Milwaukee, I should say, are single parents. I'm not saying that in every state, but in this state that I'm in, it looks as if a lot of the parents are single moms or single dads, and they need a little help with during the summertime. Maybe they'll just throw their kids into a daycare. But research the summer program for your children. Maybe you can find a science camp or a reading camp or a math camp. Or if your children are into art, if they're maybe artsy, or even an acting camp, try to ask their children what do they like. Talk to your kids sometimes and ask them what they like, and slow your life down a little bit so that you can decide to enjoy it and not just allow every day to go by. You know, I was so involved with my children during the summertime. It was a blessing to be out and to be in the swimming classes and to meet the parents in the swimming classes. Janielle and Evan met friends, and I met friends also. I met new moms when I took them out to the acting classes and the dance classes and the basketball camps and stuff like that. I met a lot of different people, and so it's important to get out and to meet people. It's important to get out and meet people, and allow your children to meet people also. So I encourage that. I encourage you to allow your children to do that. So who's in this room? I can't see any comments right now. Who's in the room? Martina, blessings to you, sister. It's a blessing to be in the room with you. Thank you for being so consistent. Thank you for being such a disciplined one. Thank you for supporting us. We love you so very much. And we know that you love us. We do know that. I want to let you know that. We know that. And we bless you and we thank you for your participation. So let's share, share, share. Let's share so that we can get more people in the room. So this is Set Your Day by the Word You Say today. And so I just wanted to share to get your children in some science camps or acting camps, or Amber, blessings to you, Amber. Good morning, good morning. And so get your kids in some camps. Get your kids in some camps, or get your kids in an acting camp or a singing camp or whatever it is. Ask them what they enjoy. Maybe it's a swimming camp. Make sure that your child can swim. Make sure that they can enjoy the summertime You don't have to be worried when they go to a pool, a neighborhood pool, or a pool, a play, when someone has a birthday party at a pool, that you will feel comfortable with your child being at the pool. Blessings to you, Elder Diane. Blessings to you, blessings to you. And so just get out into the sunshine and make sure that your children are involved in stuff, and check with your grandchildren to make sure that they're at the right reading level or math level, and encourage your children to get them in summer school, maybe math summer school or reading camp or something like that, so that they are reading, even if they're not behind. Put them in a camp so that they will be, in the next grade. Maybe they're going into the second grade, and put them in a reading or math camp so that they can be ready for their next grade. That's what a lot of people do. They get their children ready for the next grade. They don't just allow them to just go into the first day and say, what are we going to do? But they get them ready for that. They prepare them for what they have to do. And so think about that for your children. And even though they want to play on those video games or they want to be in the house all summer, don't let them. Be the parent. I know they're going to probably get upset with you and say, I don't want to do it. It doesn't matter. Make them do it anyway. Make them go and socialize with other people. Make them go to the basketball camp or to the dance camp or to the arts camp or whatever it is. Get them out in the sunshine. Get them out into a camp and make them get that and do that, because it's important for them to expose themselves to other cultures and other things. I remember when I was reading about certain children and how they grow up, and it stated that children that are involved in extracurricular activities are less likely to have premarital sex, are less likely to get pregnant before they're married or before they go into college or at a young age. And so get them occupied in something so that they want to live for something. They want to live for a career. They want to live to travel the world. They just don't want to throw their life away. So get them involved and get yourself involved in their lives and ask them, what do they like to do? And then, invest in your children, invest in what they enjoy doing. I know a lot of parents around me have invested in their children, and sometimes you say, I invested in my child, and they didn't even use what the money that I paid for their college or the money that I paid for that extra thing on the side that they did. But you know what? They learned from that. And whatever you did for your children, it was a blessing to them. And they used it, even though it doesn't look as if they used all of those skills from college. They're using it in their businesses, or they're using it in how they interact with their family or interact with whatever they're doing right now. So I just want to encourage you right now to involve yourself in your children's lives, and don't just let them sit around. Those teenagers, don't just let them sit around all day. Don't let those girls sit around all day or those boys sit around all day. Put them in a camp, put them in something. Find out what your 13-year-old or 14-year-old can do, or your 15-year-old can do. Don't let them sit around. When I was young, we had jobs. We had summer jobs. Find a summer job for them. There are summer programs, summer youth programs for your children. Just don't let them sit around, because an idle mind, what does the Bible say, is the devil's workplace. And so it can create certain things in the neighborhood. A lot of children are breaking into houses. A lot of children are breaking into cars. And we don't want that. We don't want our children breaking into houses or into cars. We don't want them being trouble in our neighborhoods. We want our neighborhoods to be safe for our children, for our older people, and for everyone. And I know that you're a busy mom or a busy dad, but we want to make sure that we invest in our children. Make sure that they're doing something while you're at work and not just sitting around. Because if they're just sitting around, then maybe they want to do sexual things. If they're sitting around, maybe they do want to do criminal things. If they're sitting around, maybe they just don't want to do anything. And so get those minds to working, because those minds are brilliant. There are tomorrow or our today business owners. There are children who are making millions of dollars right now, your child age. And so invest in your child. Slow down your day. I know you're busy. I'm busy. Stop saying that. Decide that you're going to invest in your child, because you're investing in your future also. When you invest in your child, invest in your grandchildren also. You're investing in your future. I was talking to Pastor Elliott the other day, and I was talking to him, and I said, there are a lot of men who are not involved in their children's lives. This is set your day by the words you say. We're setting our day. There are a lot of men who are not involved in their children's lives. And I said, I think it's horrible that men have decided not to be involved in their children's lives. Why? Because when they get older, who's going to take care of them? Who's going to be concerned about them if their children don't even know them? You know, I mean, you have to invest in today's future, to invest in your tomorrow's future by allowing yourself to love on your children and love on your grandchildren, because those are the people that are going to help us when we get older. Those are the children that are going to people are going to visit us if they do or don't. Or invest in a community, invest in friends, invest in friends that will love on you. If your children are not there, then invest in a friend group and then talk about that kind of stuff. Say, I'm investing in this group because I want us to take care of each other. Use that terminology, use that kind of terminology to say that we need to invest in each other. We need to take care, we need to check on each other. We need to make sure that we're okay. If you're going to the doctor, you need someone to go with you and your children are not going, call me. If you need to go to the grocery store and you don't have a car, call me. We need to make sure that we're taking care of each other and not just inundated with our own problems, but invest in each other so that we can invest in our own future. Because there are a lot of people who take care of people who are not even their blood kin, but because they've invested in what? Love. And love never fails. So build a community around you. And if your children are not invested in you and don't have the same vision that you have of what family is, then invest in those people that are around you. Invest in that person that want to be around you. If your child doesn't want to be around you, invest in that son that wants to be around you. There are a lot of people that want to love on you. And just say that. Say, there are a lot of people that want to love on me. Say it again. See, there's a lot of people that want to love on me. And then say, there's a lot of people that I want to love on. Say that again. Breathe that in. Say, there's a lot of people that I want to love on. And there's a lot of people that want to love on me. Sometimes you can I was talking to Pastor Elliott, as I said, and we were talking about the men and how lonely their lives can get if they haven't invested, in their future with their children. They haven't invested in relationships with their children so that their children will be there when they get sick, or their children will be there when they get a divorce and they're alone. Maybe they're no longer as fine or don't have the working power that they used to have when they were younger, and they're in that apartment by themselves or that house by themselves. You need to invest in your children. Invest time with your children. Invest time with your wife. And if you have a girlfriend, it's time to get married if you're older. It's time to stop fooling around. It's time to stop having all of these girlfriends and choose the one that you know is the right one. And let her know that you're the right one. And I'm going to separate you from everyone else. And I'm going to love you. And I'm going to I'm investing in you so that I'm investing in your future and you're investing in mine. And start talking about that kind of stuff. Stop fooling around on her and stop fooling around on him. Invest. And don't let him be in your house all this time. You don't be in a relationship where you don't have some paper, meaning that you're not married. But we're roommates. Well, you know what? You need to get married. There are a lot of gay people say, if I'm not married at a certain time, I'm going to marry you so that I can make sure that I have someone to get my investments, to take care of me. I can get their insurance. Don't be stupid. Don't give it away for free. Make sure you check that paperwork. If you're living with someone and you've been living with them 15 years or 10 years, get some paperwork to solidify that thing. Because when they pass on, their children are going to take it, or their family members are going to take what's theirs. You make sure that your name is on the paperwork. You make sure that you sign some papers. Even if you didn't want to be married, get married so that someone can take care of you in your older age. And then start talking about that kind of stuff. But I want to take care of you. And if they don't want to take care of you, get away from them and invest in someone that wants to take care of you in your older years. Get into a community that want to take care of each other, that love you, that are concerned about you, that will visit you. There are some people that are in nursing homes and people don't visit them. Start talking to your friends saying, hey, I'm going to visit you. I'm not going to let you be in a nursing home and you have bed sores all over you and no one take care of you. No one speak or advocate for you. There are people in my life that I will not let them get into a nursing home and they get sores all over them. I will advocate for them. Even if their children are not around, I will advocate for them. I'll say something about it. I'll call elder abuse on those folks. I'm telling you the total truth. There are people that I love, people in this chat. I love them. I won't let stuff happen to them. I won't sit idly by. If they're in a house and they're racked with pain, no, I won't have it. Even if their children don't want, I won't have it. I'll call the authorities on them. I will. That's the kind of community that I want to be in, where you push for your loved ones. You push, even if their children say no. Wait a minute, what you doing with your mama? What you doing with your daddy? They were a member of Walking in the Spirit. This is not how they wanted to live. This is not how they wanted to live their senior years. No, it's important for someone to advocate for you and to love you and to invest in. And so you invest in your children this summer and your grandchildren. You invest in yourself. You're investing in yourself by investing in your children, investing in your friends also. There are some children that don't have it right now. They're not for you right now. They don't have the idea of what you have of taking care of you. So maybe your friends do. Get a group of people. There are people that you can surround yourself with that love you, that want to be close to you. They don't have a mama. They don't have a grandmother. They don't have a father. They don't have a grandfather. And they want to get close to you. Don't push them away because your DNA child is not close to you. Bring them close and love on them. Love on them so that they can invest in you and you invest in them. And then allow love to flow. That's what the Bible talks about. It says that how will you know that they are mine? By the love that they share. Not because you go to my church, not because you say you have the same belief system, but it's the love. We have to start tapping into that love again. And not just because we look like each other, we like the same music, but it's that love. Yeah. It's important to know that, to start investing in love. It's important. It's time to wake up, to stop sleeping around. It's time to make those decisions now, to make smart decisions. We're getting older. We're getting older. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing to get older. It's a good thing to get older because we get wiser when we get older. We get more mature. Yeah. We can be more caring when we get older, not as competitive when we get older. When we're young, we were competitive. We were making our money, weren't we? But when we're older, we can slow down a little bit. We can be more patient and more kind. The older people need to be more patient and wiser and kind. And the younger people need to be more patient, wiser, and kind also. They need to know that they need to take care of the older people. Take care of your mom and your dad and your aunt, those older aunties. Check on people. Check on people. They set aside time for you, so you set aside time for them. That's what the circle of life is all about. That circle of life is investing in your future. I invested in my children. I expect them to take care of me because I took care of them. I loved on them. I sent out love and I expect love back. And if they don't, someone else will. Because we sent out love. We were intentional. I am intentional about my love. I give it away freely and believe that it's going to grow in other people. I give it away freely. I give my love to you freely. And I receive your love freely. Yeah. Say that. Say, I give my love out freely and I receive love freely. Say it again. Say, I give my love out freely and I receive love freely. Just start deciding to give out love freely and receive freely. It's not too late to receive a community of nurturing, a community of support. Say that. Say, I'm building a community of support. Say, I am building. Say, I am investing in a community of support. That's important. Be intentional about it. Be intentional about where you plant seeds. Be intentional about where you plant love. Be intentional about where you plant time. If you're planting time in a man or a woman, be intentional about it. Don't give a man all your good years and he hasn't decided that you're the one. And you've been with him for 15 years. You're not the one. You better ask him, listen, am I the one? Then you need to stop fooling around and bringing these diseases, or we need to decide. And if he hasn't decided that you're the one, value yourself and get away from him. It's not too late. Tell yourself that you're beautiful and you're worth someone investing in because you have love inside of you and your love is worth giving to someone who wants it and who can appreciate it. Yeah. Don't be engaged for 15 or 20 unless you really want to. But that's wasteful. You want to invest in someone so they will invest in you. I've seen that. Me and Pastor Elliot coming on almost 40 years of being married. Almost 40 years of being married, you all. He was the best investment I ever made. He was investing in his love and his support and time. We're maturing into so many, we're changing. We're changing belief systems of how we believe back there, how we thought. We're changing. And you need someone with you when you're changing, when you're getting older, when your hair is turning gray, you know, when your boobs are not as tight, when your skin is not as tight, when your muscles are no longer in your chest, but it's in your stomach now. You need those people around you that saw you when you were young and you were beautiful, you know? Good morning, family. Good morning. That when you're older, they can appreciate you, that those stretch marks are from when you pushed the baby out. Those are stretch marks of history, of love. Yeah. And so invest in your children, invest in your children, invest in yourself by investing in those around you and deciding that I'm going to be intentional about who I fellowship with. If you know, you realize that the men that you've been dating haven't been great men to invest in, then say that, listen, I need to find out how to date properly, because the men that I'm dating, we only have sex and then it fizzles out, we fight, and then the relationship is over. Maybe me and Pastor need to have a boot camp on dating, you know, on how to choose the right person. We've had that before. We've had God's sons of God and God's daughters, you know. Maybe we need to have a group of women talk about, you know, what are the kind of things, what are their pitfalls? What was good and bad about how they dated? You know, there are a lot of women who state that don't give your good years away to men. 5 years or 3 years, it's over. Get up and go so that you can check into somebody else because you want to build a future. And you're saying, well, is that selfish? No. You want to build a future for yourself. You want to invest your good years into someone. I invested my good years into Pastor Elliot, and I want a return. I want a good return, y'all. I want a good return on my investment in Pastor Elliot. I'm getting a good return. He is so loving and so wonderful. He is so patient with me. Sometimes he's not, and the majority of the times he is. I invest in patience to get back it. He invested patience in me and love in me to get it back. We're still investing. Yeah. And so I want you to invest in yourself, invest in your grandchildren, and slow down. And stop saying it's too late. It's not too late for you. It's not too late. It's not too late for you. Say that. Say, it's not too late for me. Just sit on the porch if you can't walk in your neighborhood. Just get out on the porch and get some sunshine. Get out on the porch and decide that it's not over for me. But invest in something for your future. Believe that it's not over. And if you're a man that did not have relationships with your children, who wasted your years with a lot of women and didn't invest in one woman, then change today. Say, I'm going to change because I want to invest in a woman that will love me. And say, I want to invest in a man that will love me, or children that will love me. Call your children and say, hey, I was foolish. I blamed it on your mom and I should have been in your life. I want to be in your life now. Invest. You should be in your children's lives, especially if they're great children and your grandchildren. I mean, grandchildren are awesome and wonderful. Even if your grandchildren are great, then go to the next generation of children. Invest in them, but invest in something. Invest in people, not just in things. Don't just invest in cars and things that will not give, that are not living. Invest in people. A lot of times we invest in houses and stocks and a lot of other things, but invest in people. Say, I'm going to invest in people. I'm going to invest in my children. I'm going to invest in my wife or my husband. I'm going to invest in my friends. Be intentional about investing in your friends, letting your friends know that I'm intentional about being around you, investing in you and calling you and letting you know that this is a support system. And those who don't want it, don't want it. Don't try to force it on them. Don't try to force it. Someone else will receive your love. Someone else will receive your fellowship. The thing that you want, the community that you want to build. You're building a community of love, a community of trust, a community of taking care of one another, of checking on one another. When I grew up, neighbors knew each other. Now, a lot of neighbors don't know each other. A lot of neighbors don't check on each other. During COVID, they said, check on your neighbor, your older neighbors when it's hot. Check on the neighbor and say, hey, are you okay in there? Is your air conditioning working? Check on your neighbor when there's snow outside and there's an older person in the neighborhood. Tell your children, if you have teenage boys or children and you see grass that is not cut and it's an older neighbor, say, hey, I see your grass not cut. I have younger teenage boys. Let's cut their grass. Don't always have to pay people. Teach your children service. Say, we're going to start cutting grass for the older people in the neighborhood for service. Should they pay us? No, just do it for service. They may give you a tip, but just do it for service. We just volunteer at hospitals called the candy stripers. We would volunteer. A lot of people want to be paid all the time. You're going to pay me to take you to work. You're going to pay me to take you to the grocery store. You're going to pay me to take you to the hospital. Well, I'm investing in you. I'm investing time in you. I may not get it from you. I may get it for someone else. But I'm intentional about being what Christ says we are. He says we're love. He says you'll know them by the love that they share. Not just the people in the church. Not just the people in the church. Don't just be loving on people in the church. I'm loving on people by standing at the door in the church. I'm loving on people by working when the ministry have a program. I'm talking about people in your home too, and your grandchildren. I'm talking about calling your kids and say, hey, do you have my grandkids in a swimming program? Please invest them into a swimming program so they can swim. And maybe you have to donate and say, do you need some money so that you can put them in a program that they can swim? Because I want to make sure that my grandkids know how to swim. Tell your kids that. Keep telling them that I want my grandkids to know how to swim. So let me invest in them. What program is going on in swimming class so I can invest? Do you need some money for it? I can give you $20. I can give you $10 for that program. Whatever you can give. Is there a math class that they can invest in, or a painting class, or a dance class, or a camp for football, or a Boy Scout Girls Club, whatever it is? Start talking to them about getting your kids active and stuff, getting them out of the house, getting them away from those computers. A lot of kids don't even know how to socialize any longer because they just want to be like this. You got to pull it away from them. Us too. Got to start socializing more. Yeah. COVID made a lot of us not socialize. We got to get back out there socializing, calling each other, not just texting. People say, when was the last time you talked to so-and-so? I talked to them yesterday. Did you talk to them or you text them? Oh, I text them. I didn't talk to them. Did you hear their voice? No, I didn't hear their voices fluctuate. Some people you haven't talked to in years, you just text them. Yeah, talked to them yesterday. No, you didn't talk to them. You text them. So today, what are we talking about? Engaging in our lives, engaging and deciding to be present in your grandchildren's life, present in your life, present in your children's life. Yeah. And just calling and saying, how y'all doing over there? What y'all doing for the summer? Y'all gonna have a barbecue? I want to come over for a barbecue. Invite yourself over. I want to come over for a barbecue. I didn't even eat any barbecue for the 4th of July. I didn't make any barbecue. We went to the zoo. It was fun. I went to the zoo with my grandchildren and my kids. It was fun. First time ever going to the zoo on the 4th of July. I didn't have any barbecue. Who made barbecue? Can I roll over for a plate? Wait a minute. It's the 8th. That barbecue may be old. Did you freeze some barbecue? I wanted some barbecue. I should have rolled up. I'm pulling up to get some barbecue. I think I have to make some barbecue and invite you over. How does that sound? I'll invite you over. Yeah, I'll invite you over. Well, I hope that I said something that blessed you today. I pray that I said something that blessed you today. I'm here talking to a computer, but I'm talking to Nori and Markina and Pastor Elliott. I'm talking to Sister Diane. I'm talking to also Patricia. I'm talking to Amber. I'm talking to a lot of people, right? Am I registering? Yeah. So I want you to just engage in people today. Call someone and hear their voice. Just call one person. Call one person and say, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. I just called to say I love you. I'm just calling to see how you're doing. How you doing? How your children doing? Well, have a great day. May you go out with joy. May you be left forth with peace. May the mountains and the hills break forth before you into singing, and all the trees shall clap their hands, because you are the sons and the daughters of the Most High God. And how do we show that? By the love. So call someone today and say, I'm just calling to see how you're doing. I just wanted to hear your voice. Just tell them, I just wanted to hear your voice. I've been texting you, but I just wanted to hear your voice and see how you're doing. Okay? Well, Have a great day. Love you all so very much. Call your grandchildren and say, I'm just calling to see how you doing. That's all. Not, I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just calling to say, hey, hey, how you? How you? How you? How you? Have a great day. Blessings to you.